The UFC right now in trouble with weight issues and guys not making weight and not making the fights.
It's not the UFC's fault. It's not the commission's fault. These guys are having contracts. They're having plenty of notice. And why guys keep on missing weight, Coach? It's unprofessional. It should not be happening. In boxing, we don't have this problem. In wrestling, we don't have this problem. In other organizations of MMA, we don't have the same epidemic that the UFC is seeing. Listen, this cost Khabib Nurmagomedov long-term effects. Don't forget, I'll tell you the politics here. Dana White comes back from Russia, announces he has a new Russian TV deal. 48 hours later, he announces the winner of Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson will be taking on Conor McGregor. You do not have to put on your Colombo rain jacket to realize Conor McGregor versus the favorite Khabib Nurmagomedov was going to happen on the debut of the Russian TV deal. It is likely gone, and I believe it goes to Nate Diaz.
As well as the amount of weight classes we have versus boxing. We have 15 pounds between 55s and 70s, so Khabib had a choice. Do I go up to 170s or I make the strong cut to 55s? Ideally, a perfect weight class for him, Nate Diaz, would be 162 pounds, but they don't have that option. So in their defense, but we are professionals. We have 8 weeks to prepare for a fight and 8 weeks to prepare to weigh in on the scale. And those are only two jobs: show up, make weight, and show up and fight.
Both guys lost a minimum $500,000 on Saturday night.
Well, see, I honestly, to be honest with you, Khabib fought in New York in November, and then here in this fight, 2 back-to-back, weight cuts like that. I don't know if he can make the weight or if he needs to get a better plan, dietitian, something. I don't know, but he got within 6 pounds and was in really rough shape. So, he's gonna have to take some time to recover from this weight cut, and then I don't know what to do.
They say a kidney failure, or what specifically did they say other than?
No, well, he went in and I guess he was having pains, either where your kidneys are, or your liver, or something. I don't know the exact specifics, but he was having pains, and I'm sure you guys saw the picture. I mean, he looked terrible. I don't think there was any real damage done to it. When I say damage, I mean long term. I'm sure he's, it's going to take him a little while to recover from this weight cut.
It was an issue of blood pressure. That's what I heard, is that apparently his blood pressure was quite low. So they made the call to go to the hospital. And yeah, unfortunately, listen, the doctor for the UFC is phenomenal, and he's a guy that he does this all the time. He's a guy who is called in if there's any kind of emergency. And the fact that he wasn't called is a shame, because the fight could have been saved. The fight really could have been saved. And I know Dana White said they went rogue and all that stuff. I think they were probably trying to keep it under wraps and make sure Khabib was able to fight, and so they tried not to get the UFC involved, I guess. But it's unfortunate all the way around. And they tried to make this fight happen 3 times. I would still like to see this fight happen. I think it's a fight that still needs to happen. And as far as those two, if they want a shot at the belt, if they want Conor to accept them really as his next opponent, they need to fight each other. There needs to be some hype around these guys, and they needed each other to get that fight against Conor. Because I'm telling you right now, the UFC isn't calling the shots here. Conor's the one who's calling the shots with this belt. So he decides who he wants to fight, the same way that essentially George St. Pierre picked Michael Bisping for who he wanted to fight. Conor's at that level. George St. Pierre is at that level. When you're demanding, when you can demand that kind of pay-per-view buy, you do what you want. Let's be honest. And I think that if those guys want to have that big-time payday or that big-time fight against Conor McGregor, they need each other to fight, to say, okay, we found him. We found the best 155-pounder in the world, guys. It's Tony Ferguson or it's Khabib Nurmagomedov. Let's get it on here with Conor.
tell me you guys took that from T-Mobile. That's my squad.
Ireland is a 35-minute flight from here. Dublin is a 35-minute flight from here. You said give the fans what they want. Let's give them what the fuck they want. The $500 million fight. You can't deny the fighting Irish. The fighting Irish are something else, Floyd. That's it, bro. That's all we gotta say. You know, the Irish, I dominated the UFC. This man's dominated boxing, MMA, boxing. Yous are all saying this and that. It's not worth it. 100 million. Who the fuck would not want 100 million? So, shut the fuck up, everyone in here. Well, I gotta tell you, I'd love the fight to happen. I think it'll be a very big fight. I think it'll be bigger than the Pacquiao fight. You know me, I play Jake LaMotta. You know, you never got me down, Ray. And the fighters, that's right, the fighters gotta manage themselves. That's what it's all about. That's what's so important about boxing. It's so important, Floyd.